Dear Virginia, an 8-year-old of the 21st century, over 100 years ago, a girl your age named Virginia O'Hanlon wrote to her local newspaper, the New York Sun, "Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus?" The reason Virginia wrote was because some of her friends were telling her there is no Santa Claus, which she told her papa, and he told her to write to the paper, and if she saw it in the Sun, it's so. One of the editors, Francis Vesalius Church, responded with an editorial that has now become very famous and frequently reprinted at Christmas time. As you might guess, he wrote, "Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus." Because of space limitations here, I'm only going to quote parts of it. However, to read the full text, simply type "Yes, Virginia" in an internet search box. While I believe Mr. Church meant well, I write now because it is never too late to expose a big mistake. Having asked, "Please tell me the truth," 8-year-old Virginia of 1897 deserved an honest answer, but she didn't receive it. He didn't tell her the truth. Instead, Mr. Church began with a condemnation of skepticism as the product of little minds of people who only believe in sense and sight. He then cited three of the most important things in life we can't see: love and generosity and devotion. It is not wrong to associate these wonderful occurrences with Santa as a symbol. An example of a symbol is the tie that I wear every Christmas Day with an image of Santa on it that I'm wearing today. But he did something more. He made an equation like the equal sign in 2 + 2 = 4 between all the very important life-affirming experiences we don't see and the actual existence of Santa. He wrote, "Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to us your life's highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary the world would be if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that are unseen and unseeable in the world. That's my close quote. In order to promote all the wonderful things in life we can't see, it seems Mr. Church forgot her question. She wanted to know if Santa is real. There's no question that love, generosity, devotion, childlike faith, poetry, and romance are real, because we can experience all of them. But because there are unseen realities, it does not mean that Santa therefore exists. There is no connection except symbolically. One wonders whether Mr. Church would want people to believe that if Santa did not exist, neither would love and generosity and devotion, for example. If so, he's wrong. These wonderful experiences in life are not dependent on the existence of Santa Claus. My problem with Mr. Church's perspective on life is that it promotes superstition, making something that is not real into something that is called real, such as fairies dancing on the lawn and Santa. I do grant, however, that if existence is viewed as essentially something we have to tolerate, then perhaps it makes some sense to embrace superstition, to assume that the fictitious, the mythical, is real. But there's a better way to live, and that is to determine the proper place for fantasy while living in the real world, to distinguish between all the fun that can be had with our imagination and what is evident. We do this, for example, when we read books called novels and see all types of programs on television and go to movies. But we know the difference. You see, Virginia, there's so much love, generosity, devotion, childlike faith, poetry, and romance that can be grounded in reality that superstition, consequently, becomes unnecessary to make life meaningful and enjoyable. Moreover, when superstition is taken seriously, it can be harmful because it robs us of our time and energy, and sometimes our money, from accepting the world as it actually is, which includes both the good and the bad, both our satisfactions and sorrows. Thus, no, Virginia, there is no Santa Claus. But I mean that Santa Claus does exist, but only as a symbolic make-believe person. To believe he is real is to be superstitious, which when taken as the truth can be very unhealthy. But in believing Santa is pretend, we do not demean human love, generosity, and devotion, or any of the wonderful unseen things in life that give us direction and determination, which urge us to be the best person we can be. And so, Virginia, I conclude this editorial by wishing you and all of your friends all over the world a very Merry Christmas, which also for me means may you have a splendid, super, sparkling, superb, scintillating, sumptuous, sensational, smashing, and serene solstice.